Hello guys, are you looking to watch a thrilling psychological horror movie? Well, good news, I've got a good one for you, about a young married couple trying to escape from a house in a mysterious room that can grant their wishes that finally turns into a nightmare. Remember, spoiler alert. The movie is called The Room and it was released in 2019. This movie is interesting yet confusing. Well, without further ado, let's get started. The movie tells about a young married couple named Matt and Kate. They are a happily married couple who loves each other. Their marriage is in a good condition and they have never fought about anything before. Everything starts when Kate and Matt move into their new house. They have just bought a new house in a rural area of New York and are now renovating it. They're playing around when they try to clean the house. When Kate is cleaning up the kitchen, she is surprised by the appearance of a dead bird that has already been crystallized. Kate tries to bury it outside the house. When she looks away for a moment and looks back to the dead bird, the bird has already disappeared. Inside, Matt finds a wreckage on the wall and is curious about it. When he tries to open the wreckage, he finds a door that looks so strange to him. Matt then picks up the strange object he threw before and finds out that it is the key to open the door. When Matt has successfully opened the door, he calls Kate to check what is inside the room. When Kate tries to enter the room, the lamp goes on and off. They then stop and do not want to go further. One day, Matt, who is doing his job as an artist, feels curious and enters the room alone. He finds nothing there, but the lamps are broken. He calls an electrician, and they find out that the electrical system uses an equipment that looks so old. The electrician then fixes the electrical system and leaves. Before he leaves, he tells Matt that he is quite surprised that someone wants to buy the house, because before they bought it, there was a family that was murdered in that house. Matt, curious, starts searching for information online. He finds out that there were indeed a couple who were killed by a man named John Doe. Again, Matt tries to go inside the room. When he is sitting on the floor, the lamp suddenly goes off. When the lamp is on again, there is a bottle that seems to suddenly appear in front of him. The next morning, when Kate wakes up from her sleep, she is confused about the lamp going on and off continuously. She looks for Matt and finds him inside the room. Kate sees so many old paintings that are actually expensive. Matt tells Kate to ask for anything she wants. Kate says she wants money and suddenly, there is $100 in front of him. Kate thinks that the money belongs to Matt. She tries to ask for more money and $1 million is already in front of them. Kate becomes so scared in the beginning, but Matt tells her to just enjoy it. They start to ask for so many things. Money, paintings, expensive clothes, etc. Whatever they wish for is granted by the room immediately. They even ask to become astronauts one time. They are having lots of fun. A few days passed, Kate starts to feel so bored and has no desire to do anything. She feels like it's because she always gets everything she wants from the mysterious room. Matt tries to entertain her by giving her a gift, a baby crib. Kate is not happy with it and instead, she is scared. It reminds her of the miscarriages that she experienced twice before. Matt tries to persuade Kate that they can have kids this time. However, Kate still feels traumatized and starts thinking about negative things. When Matt leaves, Kate looks at the baby crib that was made by Matt and then goes to the mysterious room. When Matt gets home, he is so surprised to see Kate with a baby boy. Matt gets mad, not knowing what would happen next if they ask for a living thing from the room. He wants to give the baby back to the room, but he cannot see Kate being sad. He decides that they will keep and take care of the baby, which they name Shane. A few days passed by and Matt, who is still curious about John Doe, decides to meet him. He takes some money from the room and goes to the mental hospital by his car. When he reaches the mental hospital, he meets an old man who is actually John Doe. Strangely, John knows everything about Matt. He knows that Matt is the new owner of the house. He also knows about the mysterious room that can grant any wish. Matt asks John why did he kill the family that previously lived in the house. John says that it is the only way to go out of the house. John suggests that Matt leave the mysterious room and the house before anything bad happens. On the way home, Matt stops at a gas station and when he is about to pay for the gasoline, the money he takes from his pocket disappear and turn into ashes. When he gets home, he tries to throw away some money outside the house. Immediately, the money became ashes. He tries again with something else to bring outside the house. He tries to put some paintings outside and they age instantly and turn into ashes too. Kate is about to take the baby outside for some fresh air. Matt tries to stop her by saying that it is dangerous to go outside, but Kate ignores him. Kate brings the baby outside. The baby grows so quickly and turns into a young boy. Kate screams and Matt takes them inside. Since that moment, Kate realizes that everything they asks for from that room will age so quickly and turn into dust when they bring it outside the house, including the baby they asked for previously. And since that moment also, Kate teaches Shane to always stay inside since there are so many germs and bacteria outside the house. However, as a kid, Shane is curious about what is there outside the house. He once tries to go outside but Kate stops him and she then locks all of the doors and windows in the house. Shane, being curious, wanders around the house and finally finds the mysterious room that can grant any of his wishes. He asks the room to change like the outside house. Seeing that, Matt brings Shane out of the room and warns him not to go inside the room ever again. He locks the door and keeps the key inside a drawer. Matt has a reason to do so, because he doesn't want Shane to go to the room since he is afraid that Shane will ask for something dangerous like a dragon. Not long after, Shane received a phone call. The call comes from John Doe. John tells Matt that there is a way for Shane to go outside without turning into ashes. But it seems like not a good idea since Shane has to kill someone who asked for him and that person is Kate. Turns out that John was once a child like Shane coming from the mysterious room. He was asked for by the family who lived there previously because they did not have kids. The family then found out that John could live outside freely if he kills the one who asked for him. Knowing about it, the mom killed her husband. She then forced John to kill her. Knowing about the bitter truth, Kate tries to leave the house and almost gets killed in an accident. Matt, feeling sick, revealed the truth to Shane. He tells Shane that he is not a real human and that Matt and Kate are not his biological parents. Shane is only a creature who has no parent. Shane is so sad to hear this and feels that his parents do not want to acknowledge him as their son. Matt apologizes to Shane for being rude and for telling him bad things. Not long after, Kate goes back home and finds Matt asleep with Shane. One day, when Matt and Kate are sleeping, Shane takes the key and go outside. Matt and Kate panics. Shane was outside only for a bit of time and suddenly he grows into a teenager. He then points out a gun to them, but Kate manages to calm him down. Seeing a chance, Matt attacks Shane but he accidentally hits Kate and knocks her unconscious. When Kate wakes up, Matt tells her that he has already kicked Shane outside. Kate feels so sad but it seems like the best option for them. Matt tries to get close to Kate but she suddenly realizes that Matt who is now in front of her is actually Shane trying to impersonate Matt. Kate tries to escape but Shane stops her and tries to rape her. On the other hand, Matt wakes up and goes around the house but he cannot find Kate and Shane. When he finds out that the mysterious room has been locked from the inside, he tries to enter by breaking the wall. When he has successfully entered the room, Matt finds a house that is similar with the house he previously lived in. He breaks through a window. Kate, who just woke up, tries to get out of the room. However, Kate finds two moths with very similar faces. She does not know which one is the real Matt. One of them tries to grab Kate, but Kate, who knows that it is the fake Matt, pushes him off the stairs. Kate and Matt tries to escape but they find out that they're just going around and around inside the house and cannot find a way to go outside. Shane has created labyrinth inside the house. When Kate and Matt are trapped there, Shane finds them and stabs Matt in the stomach. Matt dies because of it, but then Shane finds out that the two are just a replica of Matt and Kate, and that the real couple has already gone out of the room. They continue trying to escape. Shane chases them and pushes Matt outside, forgetting that he cannot go outside. Kate locks the door and Shane starts to age rapidly and finally turns into ashes. 1 month later, Kate and Matt move to a motel. One day, Kate finds out that she is pregnant and she does not know if it belongs to Matt or Shane and whether they have already left or are still trapped in the house. Well, that's for today. Thank you very much for watching and see you.